Sawasdee Cup and welcome to Thaiger Today. Now, a lot of what's been happening in the past 24 hours has been happening on our road. Let's get started, and we'll start with a bus trip that's going from Bangkok down to Samui. Now, apparently there was a passenger on the bus that had a child, and the child kept on crying. The attendant on the bus tried to ask the woman to keep the child quiet, which, as we know, is not particularly easy. By the time they got to Cha Am, the attendant asked them to leave the bus. Now, they stayed in Cha Am overnight and made their way down to Suratani the next day. The bus company is asking the attendant, please explain. Now, in sadder news on the roads, in Cha Cheong, a passenger van carrying 8 passengers crashed into the back of a petrol tanker. As you can see, a very, very nasty crash indeed. Now, the driver did survive, but his attendant sitting in the passenger seat died, and police are investigating more about that particular accident. There are a lot of other accidents that have been happening in the past 24 hours, starting with this one in Pattaya.
3 people were killed when a high-powered motorcycle hit a pedestrian in Pattaya yesterday. A Russian tourist and a Thai woman passenger were killed when the Kawasaki Z900 motorcycle they were riding hit and killed a South Korean man who was crossing the road. All were aged between 20 and 25 years old. A Bangkok taxi driver who fired a slingshot and damaged actor Mario Mora's Porsche after a traffic dispute has been fined 1,000 baht and had his licence suspended for 1 month. 37-year-old cabbie Udon Sitipon refused to talk with reporters yesterday after meeting with police to hear the charge and pay the fine. It was reported that the 29-year-old actor and the cab driver were cutting each other off driving around the capital on Monday. Udon fired a stone from a slingshot that smashed Mora's side window near the Pratunam intersection, and a roadside argument ensued, as they do. The actor may still face charges following the incident. Mora's manager said the actor was busy and would report to police later to hear the charges. A boat named Cheburi, which is a fishing boat from outside Thai waters, has washed ashore in front of Tapao Yai Island just off Cape Panwa after being prosecuted by the Fisheries Office for breaking Thailand's Fisheries Act for not reporting on time. Officials have surrounded the scene with floating protection barriers to contain the oil leak. And debate over a rise in the minimum wage is heating up, with a key battleground opening up on whether the payments should be based on the varying costs of living around the country. Advocates for a more generous policy on minimum pay want any rise to be applied at the same rate nationwide, but those in the opposing camp point out the variations in the cost of living throughout the country. One Labour economist, Yongyut Chalamwong, says the minimum wage rise should be based on the Consumer Price Index, which differs from province to province.
Well, that's all the main news stories from today. We've got some Russian friends staying here near our office, and they'll be performing in just a moment. Just checking the weather. But first we should mention that Bangkok's had a real drenching overnight. They had some rain that was causing delays right around the traffic and peak hour this morning. Water up to ½ metre deep. Here in Phuket for the next 2 days, they are saying that we've got a 100% chance of rain. Right, time to say goodbye from Thaiger Today. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. We'll see you tomorrow.